is because you need to be at these meetings. Now, Ben, you weren't at that meeting. You don't know what the faculty societies were saying. And I think it's disingenuous to stand up and misrepresent the position. What happened was the Guild did an e-learning survey, and at the end, they tacked on 5 questions. Those questions were weighted. Guild staff were angry about it, faculty societies were angry about it, everyone was angry about it. And do you know who brought the issue up in Education Council? It wasn't me. It wasn't a staff person that we recruited. It was Claudia. Claudia Kirby from WAMS.
One Pell's camp, get a name right.
Yeah, Claudia, who was not under any kind of, star banner. It wasn't pushing politics. It was a legitimate issue that we brought up. And the problem is that when you run a survey, you need to do it properly.
It's nearly 1 o'clock, it's nearly 2 o'clock. So if you have a lecture to run to now. This question. You guys have sent down a lot of questions, some better than others. Regardless, thank you very, very much for all the contributions. This last question is pertinent to the OCAMs. What has been your response to the review of orientation activities recently published by the university, particularly regarding the negative findings of OCAM? As president, how do you intend to respond to your report? I think that's you first. Is that right? Ben, you're first.
In regards to orientation camps, in my capacity as Vice President, this is something that I've worked very closely with Matt on this year. And Liberty has strongly represented student interests in relation to camps. So the Orientation Review Committee report outlawed high risk, what they call high risk camps, which is camps where there's no phone reception, where it's far away from other places, where there's free alcohol, as in not included, free alcohol, and things like that, okay? So the Liberty Guild, over the last 5 months, has worked to develop a comprehensive camps constitution, which will enable faculty societies to hold low-risk camps, which will enable students to enjoy themselves in a safe and responsible environment. The effort and the university consultation that has gone into this task will be invaluable to future Blackstone, UEC and ecoms people in running orientation camps. So we think, and I think, Liberty thinks and I think that camps are an important part of the student experience, but we want them to be run in a more safe and responsible manner.
Okay, I'll start by saying that I'm very supportive of running orientation camps. And when I was a fresher, I didn't have many friends from school, and I rocked up at arts boot camp, and it broke down all the school groups, it got everyone to bond, and it was a fantastic opportunity, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. Now, I actually think one of the really big issues here is that not all orientation camps are run the same. And in fact, if anyone's ever been to a WAMS camp, they'll know it's run incredibly safely. And I would find it very, very hard to fault anything that they do. That said, there have been some really serious problems with other camps, particularly in some recent years, OCAM, which has been the Guild's camp. Now, if I'm elected Guild President, I'll seek to address those issues. I'll seek to work with the university and the faculty societies to make sure that we can have safe camps that are supported by the university. At the end of the day, though, I think we can push harder with the university. And I actually think the way the Guild dealt with it this year was a little bit of a problem. And that's because we tried to please everyone. We tried to make sure nothing would get cut, no club would be unhappy, no student rep would be unhappy. The reality is sometimes as Guild President, you have to make tough decisions. You have to do something that is invariably going to piss someone off. Because at the end of the day, if you don't sacrifice, a few big changes to camps, you're never going to keep them in a way that clubs and faculty societies need them to be kept. Now next year what I'll do is work with each faculty society to make sure within the framework the university has set us, they're able to run camps. The other thing I'll do is that I'll continue to push within the university. It's only the Vice-Chancellor and a couple of people that actually have this anti-camp opinion. A lot of the university executive are seriously pro-camps. And the reason why is, think about it this way. When they were all 17, they were running around the country getting drunk just like we do. At the end of the day, we have to be realistic and we have to fight to make sure we can run safe camps and we can run camps which are inclusive. And at the end of the day, I think that's the really big issue. When it comes to particularly women's issues, our camps need to make sure that they're doing the right thing at every step of the way. When it comes to making sure we're not just looking after the big drinkers, we need to be inclusive and we need to have a proper event management plan that will look after every type of student that comes on camp. And as Guild President, I intend to work with each faculty society to make sure that our camps are the best run camps in Australia. Thanks.
I'll just address some of the things that we can do practically in terms of the camp constitution for running camps in a better and safer environment. So we did have to compromise a little bit with the university, and to that end, obviously, the camps are all going to be 18 plus now, which is legal, which is good. But what we're going to do is we're going to give people better responsible service of alcohol. We're going to give people, we're going to send guild reps to the camps to keep an eye on things. We're going to better train medics so that they can look after people. And we're going to have better oversight and structures and event management plans so that people can feel safe but still have a good time.
Please keep that applause going for Ben and Cam. Ben Watson for Liberty and Cam Barnes for staff for giving up their time. I think it's great that we can start having a debate, a guild debate once again, and hopefully we can continue with this next year. I'd also like to thank the election committee for helping me to run today, and for Tim in particular for moderating and controlling the masses out there. So thank you. Unfortunately, we've obviously run out of time for closing statements, so I do apologise to both candidates. But I'd just like to thank all of you for coming down and listening. Hopefully this has provided some insight into the big issues that you're going to see or are seeing occur and being discussed throughout the week. So thank you very much everyone for attending, and see you soon.